Alright guys, welcome back to Django 3220 vlog of top 10 of the year. So this time I did a video of doing top 10 films of 2017 in the UK, and this time I'm doing a list of the top 10 worst films of 2017 released in the UK. So like I said before, rules are any film that was released in UK cinemas between January the 1st and today, and which ones were the best and which ones were the worst. So at number 10, I'm starting with Cars 3. Can Pixar not just leave this franchise alone now? Because Cars was bad, Cars 2 was just rubbish, and Cars 3, while being a slight redemption from Cars 2, feeling more like a sequel to Cars, still wasn't great. Like, there was a lot of characters in there I just didn't give a fuck about, and half of them were there just for the sole purpose of selling toys. Like, the whole dirt track scene is purely there to sell toys. Pixar, do us a favour. Why didn't you just focus on Incredibles 2? Don't make any more Cars films. Just do us a favour and leave it like that, because we don't get an Incredibles sequel in that time period, but we get 2 for Cars. Like, what? Why? Because nobody liked Cars 2. And hardly anyone seemed to like Cars, so just, yeah, leave it alone now. So at number 9 on my list, I put Snatched, Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn. Now, first off, it's Goldie Hawn's first film since 2002, and to be honest, I spent the whole movie just feeling sorry for her, like, because apparently even read that Amy Schumer did not want to be in the film unless Goldie Hawn was cast as Linda in the film, because they go on holiday to Thailand. It's because they play a mother and daughter who go on holiday to Thailand, and they're kidnapped on the way while they're out there, and they're up to sort of it's their path to escape sort of thing. You had like some friends that they meet when they're in Thailand. One played by Joan Cusack, and they're just, a lot of the film was shoddily written and just badly developed, and to be honest, a lot of us don't like Amy Schumer, myself included. So yeah, it was more enough my reason to hit the film. I feel Goldie Hawn was just the most unfortunate thing about this film. She did not have to be in this film, and I just felt sorry for her. That was possibly the main thing I can say about it. So back in my top 10 list, I mentioned that It was one of the top 10 films, the one by Stephen King, based on a novel by Stephen King, and lo and behold, there's one on the worst list by Stephen King, and that is The Dark Tower, with Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba in, where a child sort of goes through a portal into a new world, and there's the Dark Tower thing that's taking over that world, and they're in a bid to stop it. And I'm just thinking, really, this film really going down this path? I couldn't get myself engaging with the characters. Like, Idris Elba was the sole good part of this film, and it just wasn't enough to make it a piece of entertainment. I honestly just got bored like really quick, and I could have easily walked out on it, but I ended up staying for the whole thing. And then at the end, I just kind of wanted out, just like, no. That was my whole response to that. So at number 7 on the list, we put Table 19, which is Anna Kendrick, Craig Robinson, Lisa Kudrow, June Squibb, and Stephen Merchant, who are all guests at a wedding who were reluctantly invited, and the hosts wouldn't turn up. So Anna Kendrick plays Eloise McGarry, who is the bride's brother's former girlfriend. The bride brothers played by Wyatt Russell, and they're sort of because she was originally the maid of honour, but then because of the breakup, they decided to reluctantly invite her, and she got stuck on Table 19. And the film was, again, just boredom. Like, it seemed like a good idea. There was so much potential they could have done with the film, but everything becomes predictable. You got a wedding cake, you know it's going to get smacked, it's going to get hit, someone is going to land on top of, when you see Anna Kendrick almost knock it over, and you know everything else in the film is going to be the same. So why bother with this? Why'd they bother with this? Because that's all I could really say on it, because it just wasn't a fun film, and all the jokes fell flat real quick. So number 6 on my list, we have Geostorm, which is one about where Gerard Butler plays an astronaut who's got in charge of taking out a device that holds up the clouds, which is going to destroy the world if they're not careful. And it's, again, another one of those I couldn't follow on with. Like, I got bored real quick, and I kind of slumped back in my seat. I could have walked out, but I just didn't. And I was just sitting there throughout the film, just getting bored. Like, as I got more and more bored, again, another one of those shoddily written films. It wasn't working. Like, none of the film worked. I don't think any of it was a lot of pure thought was actually put into this and achieving this film. And there's just several things in me that thought, is this really part of what this film writer or director wanted? And then I kind of wanted out. I even warned a few friends to stay away from that. That's how much I didn't like this film. And to be honest, they've agreed. Like some even said from the trailer it was going to look bad, and it did, because I don't watch trailers anymore at the minute, but apart from the Star Wars ones. But just coming out of that, I was just like, no, do not watch this film. Says Geostorm. So at number 5 on my list, I put A Bad Mum's Christmas, and I watched Bad Mums last year. I didn't watch it when it came out in cinemas because it wasn't in that video last year, but I watched it more recently. And yeah, it was boring. It was really boring, and I didn't want to have to see A Bad Mum's Christmas for my radio show, but I had to see it so I could review it. And I really thought the movie was going to be that bad, and it was. I had to keep doing that just to make sure that I was still alive when watching that film, and I'm amazed I walked out of it alive in one piece. There was just a lot of unneeded material. They had Cheryl Hines, Susan Sarandon in that film, and it was the one who plays Leonard's mother in Big Bang Theory. I forget her name. I always do. Christine Baranski, that's it. Sorry. And you had Mila Kunis back as her character, and the other 2 actresses were back in their roles. And the film was so bad. You had random stuff inserted. You had Kenny G was randomly in the film at one point. And you have them being annoyed. You can clearly tell that Mila Kunis is getting annoyed. She's got that plan, and the kids seem to be agreeing with the plan. But then her mother's doing that same the other kind of plan that the kids are also agreeing with that. I'm like, make your mind up, kids. Like, you want to do what your mum wants, not what your grandmother wants. You want to do it one way or the other. She's flooding them with gifts. She's been one of those grandmothers to try and win their favour over with presents like that. And it wasn't worth it. Like, I knew people were like, I refuse to see Bad Mum's Christmas. Like, you sure do. I don't blame you. It wasn't great. So at number 4 on my list, we have the 27 remake of The Mummy. And can Tom Cruise do anything good now? Like, I didn't see American Made, so I can't really guarantee off that, because apparently that got some good follow-up. But can Tom Cruise really not do anything as good anymore? Because I did not enjoy The Mummy. I was slouching during the whole film like that. And the only notable moment during this film that actually perked me up was when the projector crashed. Yeah, for about 30 seconds when I was watching it, the projector crashed and Tom Cruise was being flung at the screen. That happened, so I spent 20 minutes just with Tom Cruise, not 20, 30 seconds with Tom Cruise just flying at the screen. That was it. Like, that was the most entertaining bit, was the projector just crashing, so probably giving us a chance to get out of the cinema at that point. But that all had to happen. I had to see the rest of the film, and it just was not. It was not worth seeing. Just go back and watch the original Mummy, because that's probably just better. So we come down to the top 3 of my list. So at number 3, we put Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul. So this time they've recast the whole of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid lot, because of course the original 3 ones, that was Zachary Gordon, Devon Bostick, and Robert Capron. You know, they've grown up. They've grown up. They can't really be their same characters anymore because they don't test the attitude. So instead of just leaving the franchise alone, which is what I think they should have done personally, they've recast everyone into the role of the Heffley family. So you had Tom Everett Scott this time playing the dad, and then you had Alicia Silverstone playing the mum, and they just did not capture the same charisma that Rachel Harris and Steve Zahn had when they were playing the parents, because Steve Zahn is excellent, because I've rewatched the other Diary of a Wimpy Kid films, and Steve Zahn is like the best cast of the lot of them. I think he's the best of them all. I mean, we had Charlie Wright as Roderick, who was just awful. You had Jason Drucker playing Greg this time, who was also not good either. Like, none of them were any great, and it was kind of just carbon copying the book. Like, hardly anything was different between the book Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul and the film. So yeah, I really did not find myself enjoying Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul. There may be 1 or 2 bits that almost made me laugh, but nothing. Like, none of it was a laugh out loud laugh. Like, it was maybe just like a little chuckle or something. That was it. Like, it was nothing more than just that. And so we get to our bottom 2 movies of the year, and it was quite a heavy debate as to which movie I was going to put at number 1 and which movie I was going to put at number 2, because I hated both of these films equally, and I literally cannot decide. So I'm going to do the bottom 1, the number 2 film first, and I'll do honourable mentions after that. So at number 2, I have put the Emoji Movie. Is there anything else I have to say about this film other than that it is a massive, massive pile of turds? No, I don't think it's worth it. Like, there was one catchy song that did not deserve to be in this film. I can say, because it was possibly the least awful. I cannot bring myself to say it's the best thing in the film. It's the least awful thing in the film. Like, saying it's the best film implies there's all the good stuff. Patrick Stewart looks like he's just there because he knows he's going to get paid. James Corden, like, again, I think it's the same with him. Like, you have T.J. Miller and Anna Faris who play like the meh. Well, yeah, T.J. Miller plays the meh Emoji, and Anna Faris is Jailbreak, while James Corden is High Five. And there's just nothing potential. It's a slew of advertising campaigns. You got Candy Crush in there. You got Just Dance. So it's old stuff. It's out of date stuff. Like, come on, Sony. Did we really have to cancel the Popeye movie for this? Popeye, you know, Popeye, a legendary cartoon character, and you switch him out for emojis. You guys are Sony. Just you got this wrong, guys. You really shouldn't have made this film, and you really shouldn't have left it. And I really wish this film could just be erased from existence. I got angry like mad. There were people around me talking during this film. Like, I don't like it when people talk in the cinema, but when the subject that they're all talking about is more interesting than the film, chat away. Honestly, chat the fuck away. I cannot. I would be rather listening to the subject of your conversations than what is going on in this movie, because it's just more interesting than this pile of trash that we are seeing on our big screens now. There were even people walking out, and I wish I could have walked out as well, but I had to see the whole film for my radio show, so I had to just leave that there. And so we get to the honourable mentions. So of course I had to squeeze this down at 10, but these ones I just really want to mention as some of the worst films of the year. So we have Stratton, which had Dominic Cooper and Tom Felton. It was kind of like a car chase kind of film. Well, a little bit of car chase, sort of a spy film, knock-off James Bond. It wasn't great. And then we had Baywatch, the reboot, which they lifted a Terminator Genesis sequel for. Again, could have been better. Like, you had Zac Efron, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it. That could have been very well done if they put a lot of thought and proper effort into it. But it was boring acting, a boring storyline. Nothing was done right with it. Then we have The House, which is Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler, where they open up a house inside their casino they make a casino in the house. It's a silly film. And the final one is King Arthur: Legend of the Sword with Charlie Hunnam and Jude Law. Again, could have been a greater film. Like, the acting was good, but the rest of the film, the story wasn't well conceived. And so we get to number 1 on our list. So what could possibly be worse than the Emoji Movie, in my opinion? This one I took a heavy, really deep thought into trying to say it was worse, but it's been there since March, and it's Fistfight with Charlie Day and Ice Cube. Like, how, like, I didn't get a single bit with this film. There was like hardly anything funny. The only one good moment in this film was when the girl was singing Big Sean on the stage. But again, it seemed like it was just solely in there to try and make the film still be funny, despite the fact it was only a bit that had me laughing. Like, the fight itself was awful. You had Charlie Day go through all these different measures to try and get out of doing the fight. You have him try calling the cops, but they're like, no, you fight this guy, and he tries planting drugs on him, and none of it's working. And then when they're actually in the fight does seem to go out, but they're barely getting hurt. Like, it's Home Alone style action. Like, Charlie Day would have been knocked out, should have been knocked out in the fight. Ice Cube should have got a concussion when he was hit with the fire extinguisher. And the way they resolved their issue, like, people always say that Superman going Martha was bad. This resolution is worse. Okay, I think that's automatically a ticket for this film being the worst film of the year. Because if it had less of that, it would have been able to, like, if they had a proper reason to have their resolution. Because, like, it's like Ice Cube knocks Charlie Day out. Charlie Day's phone goes off. He picks up, and is like, hello? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll tell him. And he wakes him up with what, like, hey, your wife's going to labour. Like, that's it. The fight's resolved. No, that didn't work. So, yeah, it's another one you really should not see. So to round up, my top 10 worst films of 2017 in the UK. At number 10, we have Cars 3. Number 9, Snatched. Number 8, The Dark Tower. Number 7, Table 19. Number 6, Geostorm. Number 5, A Bad Mum's Christmas. Number 4, The Mummy. Number 3, Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul. Number 2, The Emoji Movie. And number 1, Fistfight. Thanks for watching the video, guys. So if you also have your opinions on what some of the worst films of the year are, please comment down below. I'll also leave a link to this, what I call what I've named the top 10 best films of 2017 right there in the corner there. And I shall see you next time in my next video.